I mean, I didn't mind. I was just like, he's just saying all the wrong shit. Like, I guess if you agree with me, you can talk, but.
I never talk about Uber drivers, ever.
What do you do? What do you give them, though?
I have headphones in with nothing on.
I do that, too.
I don't even put anything on. I'll just put the headphones.
Are we good just from here?
Yeah, you're
good.
Go. And that's your frame, by the way, if you want to see if you're in and out.
Where do you put it? What is this podcast about? What happens in
It's
it?
just personal archives. I watch it at home by myself, so I did my mom. You know, it's pretty.
Mm.
No, I put it on YouTube in a channel, and it's just like another. Because I've been doing the pod for a little while with audio, and I wanted to expand it and add video to it. And it's like super easy to do. I shoot it on this, put it on my computer, edit it in GarageBand, or edit it in iMovie. Everything's good and it goes, and it's pretty straightforward. I just like making shit, dude. I just love making stuff. So any chance to make something, I'm like, all right, how can I make it a little bit better?
Who made the Christmas light thing?
The Christmas lights, I bought those when it was Christmas time, and then Greg wanted it for his podcast.
I like what you guys were going for, though. Like how it kind of shoots down. It's kind of
Yeah, that's Greggy's backdrop. He loves it. And that's the Rambo poster, or portrait that I bought for him.
Okay, I bet he loved that.
He sent me, it was like around Christmas time, and he sent me this link to that thing, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, okay, this is Greg saying he wants me for Christmas. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll buy it for him, and then I bought it, and it ended up being way more than I thought it was going to be. But I already told him that I bought it.
Oh, shit.
So then
That's
I was
what you
like,
get for lying.
Yeah, I fucking lied.
How much was it?
Dude, it ended up being like almost 70.
Damn. For a Rambo poster?
Yeah. And
why didn't he put it in his room? So like when a girl comes in, he can be like, welcome. This is what the vibe
Maybe that's exactly why he doesn't do it. I hope that's why he doesn't do it.
Listen, that's what I would put him, you know, you want to, there's a warning, this is how it's going to be.
He lives in a dining room. They know how it's going to be.
I mean, yeah, the shutters.
Who else lives here?
Greg and myself.
You can just Greg.
All right, hold on. Can we do this for a second?
That's Greg's,
That's wild.
Don't break that door, Alex.
Wait, hold on. Can you get...
It's like a...
You gonna be fucking now?
Absolutely.
Is that how you fuck all quiet like?
Hey!
I mean...
You got?
That's...
You got?
Hey, you go?
Hey, you got?
That's cool. You don't see that too often.
That is brutal. So you hear him getting after it too?
It's not good.
Really?
Only, I mean, a couple of times I think once or twice he's brought someone home and it's been like, all right, I gotta
be busy. You gotta put the Uber
I gotta put my ear to the wall and fucking crank one out because it's like, how else am I gonna come if I can't hear Greg fuck? I'm not gonna.
That's to see like women like sync on their periods. Guys, just they
jerk off
to each other.
Come at the same time.
They come.
I time it so when Greg comes, I come.
That's romance.
Well, because I want to feel closer to him without him knowing it. That's why I like him more than he.
That explains the troubled look in his eyes as he ran out of the apartment. I was like, he's like, you're heading in. It's your turn.
Yeah.
We've got actually. I'm so glad you did this.
Dude, this thing was a fucking nightmare. It was a great thing in theory, and then I bought it.
This is cool.
Yeah, it looks good. That's.
Can I go around and compliment everything in your apartment? And
please,
I have
because
a lot of questions. If we could get those out of the way.
Let's do that because as long as they're positive, because whenever like someone like Dragicevich comes in, he just shits on everything when they see it. It's a guy thing.
Yeah, well, we're foils
here.
We gotta. Wait, is this both of your guys' podcast?
No.
Okay.
You have just
That's
double
what I thought.
guess.
I was like, why didn't you?
I was gonna put his face on.
I thought you said it was your guys' podcast. You might have said it was your podcast. I don't remember.
It's okay. You don't listen.
I'm a guest.
Yeah. Cool. Me too.
You guys are guests. Hey.
Good to be here.
It's pretty well. Questions you said you had about the apartment. This isn't how it usually is set up. This is just the podcast.
I just
want
to look at Greg's little fuck curtain.
Yeah.
You see how the slat is fucked up?
The people can't see, but it's Greg's.
This is a big room. Why is
Greg's got like a shutter thing going on. Yeah, you might want to turn that bad boy.
It's set up like a bedroom.
Well, see, that's the problem. This place is a one bedroom that is now a dining room. That was a dining room converted.
Yeah.
And these guys.
A dining room with a mirrored closet.
Well, they lied to us when we moved in. They were like, all right, it's 2-bedroom, and you're gonna have hardwood floors and all this shit, and a nice 2-bedroom. And then we got here, and
was there ever?
Did you guys move without seeing it? Are you from like out of town?
No, we are getting evicted out of our last place.
Was there ever a discussion on who gets what room, or was that where you just like, yeah, you get the dining room?
He didn't care. And I was like, if you're not going to care, I'm going to care.
How long do you think that lasted?
I would have cared, yeah.
Yeah, I want that. I want the room. And I had more shit. So I kind of like had that I was going with. I had more stuff to put in here.
Yeah, it's, if roommates are harder than you think. Like, I roomed with my brother, my best friend from college, and both towards the end were so contentious.
Have you ever been the bad roommate? Like, honestly, have you been the bad roommate? Because I've been the bad roommate before.
No, okay.
Maybe I have.
to just like my brother is clearly someone who needs to live alone.
Okay.
Wait, are we recording this now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, tight.
Yeah, turn it on.
Okay. Was I supposed to?
No, I mean like you yourself.
Turn it
Oh,
on.
right.
Turn it on,
Sorry.
the-
Well, I'm like texting. I'm like, I don't know. You didn't
No,
do
it's
like an
okay.
intro.
No,
We
it's
just
fine.
go and then I'll just cut around all the shit that we didn't. It's not funny enough.
So
Cool. Great. Great. Good to know.
Just gonna
Yeah.
add
Rolling.
Drago at.
That's fine. Yeah, cut me all out. But yeah, my brother, like he needs to be alone. He's like a crazy person. But then it actually wasn't that contentious with my last roommate. We were decent roommates, but I just wanted to live with like Chris and them.
And then you have 5 roommates.
Yeah, well, 4 roommates now.
That's tough, dude. I had 3 roommates in college
You have a
for
pretty
a while.
big space though.
Yeah, it's like a house, but it's very. Honestly, everyone kind of keeps to themselves. It's really not as bad. I kind of tried to change some things. Like it was really dirty when I got there.
Do you let people
That's hard.
know, like, hey, this needs to do this?
Oh, I was like.
You don't hold back. You don't strike me the kind of guy who's like, I'll let it figure itself out.
No,
Right.
no, I was pretty like adamant. Like, hey, let's. This is like how has a girl ever been here? Why, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why would a girl ever?
Big difference.
You know
Big
what I'm
difference in
How big
men
of
and
a-
women keeping it clean.
How big of a deal is that to you? Like, if you walk into his place and it's the dirtiest you've ever seen it, it's
It's-
dirty. Does
I
it
think
change?
My room is actually. Oh yeah, yeah.
I
okay.
think
But
it has
like
to
your
be-
room's clean, but the rest of it is a shithole. Does that change anything?
Oh.
Kind
yeah,
of. I mean,
for
I have like
sure.
a threshold though. Like I'm not like super clean. I'm definitely not organized. Like I stay organized, but I have to like try. Like I'm not like a meticulously organized person. That's like my like weekly practice is like, all right, Sunday, got to get everything ready because otherwise my like life is a mess. And just I'm like ADD and I'm all over.
Yeah.
So it's like my room will get messy. Stuff gets messy for me, but it's like I love to clean it up and be like, cool. Like you have to. So it's like if I walked in and it was like lived in, I'm like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. But if
Right.
it's like if it looks like, I mean, I live with dudes too. So like my house is, it like the clean. I mean, I live at the shithole house. So like I live on the
Yeah.
first floor, and it's like this the
Great
name
name.
of it
Oh
by
my God,
nature. And I love the dudes, and I love the space is great. But it's like it's just been this way for so long that it's like, oh boy,
Yeah.
like it's messy.
Yeah, I just started like doing a thing where it was like, there was just like it's just like subtle things. So like when sometimes when some of my roommates like walk in, they just like take their jacket off and they like throw their shoes there, and then so the living room is like I got a new couch for the living room. I got 2 couches for the living room, and I just like if I walk in and no one's there in the living room and their stuff is all over, I just throw it in a pile like in the back, basically being like, hey, like that's where it's gonna go if you keep doing.
Sure,
you know?
just
and
leave it.
And now it's getting a little better where they're
like
hanging
you-
because we have like a rack where you can hang.
Yeah, here's where the stuff goes.
Yeah, and it's just kind of
Helpful.
like.
He's like training his roommate.
Yeah, you're their mom basically.
I don't know, but that's not. But like we're getting like it's just because. But once we started like doing like kind of like we'll clean up as a group sometimes like after whatever. And it's getting better to now where it's like people are like, oh yeah, this is. You know, it's
Yeah.
like if you do it for like literally 3 minutes a day,
Yes.
it's everything changes.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a quiet alpha, and they're terrifying to me. Like,
Yeah.
they're like you're definitely the alpha of that place, but then you'll do
You are
things
a quiet elf. I never thought about
in
it
like a
like that.
passive.
I never
aggressive-
thought to give it an adjective.
He's
Wow.
it's this like the passive aggressiveness of being like of that move instead you just say, hey, put the shit away,
Yeah.
which would be like more of an explosive way to go about it, but you're more implosive where you're gonna put it in the corner until they say something to you.
There absolutely have been moments where I'm just sitting down. I'm like, is this how we want it to go? Like,
How do we live like this, man?
Yeah.
How do we live?
You know, so it's like, and then Chris is like, Chris is looking around like, yeah, he's right. You know, and
I want better for my life.
It's just like it was just so now it's like we have like we're starting to have people over and it's like I think it's the house is now it's like it's becoming more of like a house like we put like that table in the back and that's like there's just little things that it's getting better and better because I think it's a place that we want to be for a little bit. I think
Yeah.
I really like that crew. You know,
You do want it to be
crew.
your home. Like that's the thing is like I think this is the 4th place I've lived in a year and a half,
Yeah.
and every place was like I had a studio in Lincoln Park that was just the size of a closet, and then I moved in with an ex, and that was like a home because it was her home, you know.
You guys moved in. You were
Yeah, I was
try to make it work.
Yeah, it was like we were dating for like 8 months, and then I moved in with her, and then we lived together for a year and a half, and then I was homeless for a little bit.
Damn.
And that's when I moved in with Greg.
We started in the same month.
We did. Yeah, we started like at the same. You and Patrick McManus were like the two first people, and Max.
Yeah, isn't it weird how like just so much has changed? Like just like you don't like the people that we were even started with, like no one.
Like I feel like I've known you for like 10 years, and I feel like I've known like Greg. But it's like my sense of time doesn't make any sense. It's like I feel like I started comedy so long ago.
I was talking,
but it wasn't
about that.
It wasn't really that long ago.
It feels like 40 years when you're 4 years in. Like
yeah, it'll be 4 years this summer.
Yes.
For us.
I know, dude.
Wow.
It feels.
It goes. Everything in the city has gone by fast at any point in my life.
Really.
Everything has just gone by.
Oh.
I got here when I was 25, so I'll be 28 next month.
When's your birthday?
May 30th.
June 3rd.
Hell yeah.
Get out.
Gemini, right?
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I hate.
Ooh.
I do it all the time. My
hate
boyfriend's the 29th too. I'm like, oh, 2 Geminis, twins on twins.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
The only signs that I care about are mine and my exes. That's who I always. I don't know why.
What's her sign?
She's also a Sagittarius.
Okay, I know nothing about anything other than my own. So
I can't even picture you dating a lady.
Really? How come?
Just dudes.
Okay,
Dudes only. Dudes and sheep.
No, it's one of those things where when you only know your friends as single guys, because I think dudes definitely do make changes when they're with somebody.
Have you dated anyone in the last I feel like I've known you with a girl.
I was I was long distance someone last year.
Oh, that's better for you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, that would make sense to me because you seem like you're very much a creature of your own habit.
Yeah. And she came here like more because she would come here for like football weekends, like Notre Dame football weekends a lot.
Quiet Alpha.
Oh,
she
that's
comes
right.
to him.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
it's just
I'm not gonna come out there this weekend or the next 6 weekends.
coming out. It's my way.
It should be the name of a fragrance.
Yeah.
Whispered it.
Whispering Alpha. Whispering Alpha.
Yeah. So, but that was. And then when I first moved here, there was a girl for a few months.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been It's been pretty
dry spell,
sporadic.
wet dick. That's what's been happening. Let me guess.
Dude.
Dry spell, wet dick.
I don't know. Dating dry spell, wet.
So you're not dating.
I'm
while
assuming.
you're
I'm
you're
assuming you
fucking.
fuck. I'm assuming you fuck.
Yes.
He is fucking.
Yes.
We talked about this a little bit.
We did a little bit. Yeah, dude, I'm in
Oh,
I'm in a
yeah.
rut, dude. It's
You're in
bad.
a rut?
I'm in a rut, bad. I'm in like a 3-month rut. Like
So just jerking it to Greg Kennedy's sex house.
Yeah.
Really,
and he
sex
hasn't
life
been
is-
fucking either, so it's been like a real rut for me because I can't.
Yeah.
If he's not here, like, how am I supposed to come? If Greg's not fucking, I'm
Yeah.
not coming.
Great point.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of a nightmare. But no, it's been like a good 2.5, 3 months of just nothing.
Really? No
I had
dates, no.
Well, I had a couple brutal Tinder dates that were just train wrecks.
A girl at the comedy bar last night tried to bring me to the bathroom with her.
Whoa,
after my set.
the women's bathroom?
Yeah.
I don't want to degrade women,
It's a
but
small
what
bathroom.
was she on a scale of 1 to 0?
2 stalls.
She was hot, but she was drunk.
That's
she
okay.
was so drunk.
You saying you were sober? I feel like you weren't
Smart.
sober.
Smart
I was.
move.
I
Smart
was.
move,
She was
Drago.
really drunk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to.
Shit,
Yeah.
where
She was
You
doing
weren't
the
fucking
like.
the
She was
club.
like. She was like. Can you show me the bathroom? She came back to where like where the bar is like in the back. She came back and she's like, "Can you show me the bathroom?" And that red sign, I was like, "It's over there." And then I didn't know she was drunk. I swear to God, she was like. She's like, why don't you show me where that is? I was like, am I gonna like fuck that after I just am I gonna fuck this girl after my set? Like,
In the
kinda-
bathroom?
And she was hot, so I was like, all right, yeah, maybe I'll fuck this girl.
Yeah, she's drunk.
And then
He's already fucked her.
and then
Oh,
we
you
go-
were drunk.
we
Fuck.
go, no, so we go back to the bathroom, and then as we're walking to the bathroom, she's like stumbling a little bit. She like can't really talk that well, and I'm like,
dude.
fuck. I wanted to fuck you in the bathroom.
That's a good move, though. I'm happy to hear you say that.
You're a
So
nice
There's
guy.
a lot of. Whoa.
So, yeah.
You're fired.
But yeah.
A lot of guys would. I mean, we've all
you
been there. It makes me happy to see men evolving at the point where they're like. I mean, you could have done that. It could have been fine, but it also could have been bad or weird.
Well, I had a dude, and that was the thing. That's the thing too. She was hot.
That's a good move.
To just be like, I just be like, it was But then the issue was that here's the thing. She got drunker, and like she got to the point where the headliner Stanley had to get her kicked out. Her and her friend kicked out
Holy
because they
shit.
were talking so much. So it would have been weird if like you kicked her out, and Mike was like, "Yeah, that girl sucked." I was like, "Dude," and I was like,
I
fucked
fucked her.
Yeah, no,
I
she
fucked her
really
drunk
sucked.
ass in the bathtub.
She sucked, dude. I'm
She
glad
sucked.
she's gone. But
She
bring her
sucked-
back after.
She sucked
Right.
good. Yeah, no, it was.
She
no,
sucked good.
No, but it was like, yeah, but it was really.
No.
I was hyped for a second, but then the next, it was so bad.
You should. Is she from here?
Oh, we didn't talk that much.
You didn't do crowd
Not
work
easy
thing?
for you to fuck in like not a bed, I imagine.
I was gonna say that's a good. I feel like this is. I'm gonna just give you guys like the playbook of things that should get run on women. Here we go.
Trains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Choo choo. No, like you could have been like, "Yo, let's hang out," but you're like, "I'm not gonna fuck you now," and you reject her, which means she's gonna love you. And then
hate that so
later you're like, "Hey,
So
actually, it is funny. It's fucked up too."
I hate it.
But it's like then later you're like, "I just didn't want to fuck you because you were drunk," and she'll totally call you
Yeah.
next time.
Well, I mean,
You
yeah.
seem like a nice guy, but you're not a nice guy. It's like you were a little too wasted for me. I didn't want to take advantage of you, so I'm just.
No, you are totally being a
Dude,
nice
there
guy,
was way
but she will be annoyed in the moment that you
It's
didn't
just
just
like-
fuck her,
it's
and she'll be like, "I don't need
Yeah.
that," and then she'll
Yeah.
later realize what you're doing and be like, "Oh, he's
Yeah.
great."
It's also just
She
easy
probably
to
also
say
fall in
like
love
that
with
you're
you.
a good guy, but also it's like it doesn't matter. Like, dude, the times things are way too. The line is so thin now, man.
Right.
Like if she was like, even if she wasn't that drunk and we did hook up, and she was like, this fucking guy like took me to the bathroom after
Right.
this, and you don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah, you
so
really
it's
don't.
like it's better off to go home and jerk off.
Yeah.
It's like
I think that's
you know what
the
I'm
case for
saying?
most. It's okay.
It's
Yeah,
like
you got it. It's good though that you're paying attention to gray area where you're just like this might seem like
anything gray.
yeah, it might seem like in 5 years ago you might not have thought about this stuff, but
Certainly.
and there probably are times where, like I said, it might be fine with both parties, but you also are like, if someone's drunk, you don't know. I mean, we all went to college, like
Yeah.
Yeah, college. It's amazing.
Oh, that's
I did
that's
some
a
dumb
different-
shit.
That's
You
a
do
different story.
you
Yeah,
do
it's a
dumb
different
shit, and you're just
ballgame.
kind of like, what's going on? But
Sure.
it's smart. I like that you think about it.
My thing is kind of like if I don't start drinking with you, like if we don't start at the same time, I'm kind of like, because you don't want to come in. I'm 3 beers in, she's
But to me,
18
yeah.
drinks in. It's like I
Right.
can't like,
But-
and that's hard to say no when
Yeah.
like you're boozing, you're drinking, you're on your way, but then someone is like really into you, and then you're like, oh, you're so
Yeah.
gone.
But-
Yeah,
but
you got to see the progression.
Yeah, we talked about this
Yeah.
too. I think like to me, it's not hot when I am just like making every. You know, to me, it's not that hot to feel when I'm totally like when you're totally in control.
When you're the puppet master.
Yeah, I don't like just being like, I don't like being
Yeah.
like, like when people are like, oh, you gotta have game, you gotta. I just like, I think that's like, it's like not fun to be like,
He lets the
when you,
game come
to
to
really feel like you manipulate or not manipulate, but you
Yeah.
you kind of it's like that's not hot.
No.
And it's also not hot to be like when a girl's like, if a girl's like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go back. It's not hot to me to be like,
Convince her.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
That's not hot. To me, it's not like hot to be like, oh come on. It's like that's like to me that's like
Yeah, it sucks.
that's gross. You
It
know?
sucks. I think that there are
And some
people
guys
that
are
are
into
into it, but it's got you. I feel like you already have to know each other to be able to do it. It's almost like a role play.
So if you hook,
Like
yeah, okay.
it's like a role play. It's not like a we don't know each other. Let's try to convince.
I'll
It's
agree
like
with
we
that.
could talk about it as like that's like a consent control thing, but it's like you have to already have a relationship with the person.
If you've hooked up a few times and someone's like, oh, I don't know, and you're like, hey, it's me. That's one
Right,
thing. But
right.
if you don't know the girl, then it's
his
not
pickup
hot.
line. Hey,
Hey, it's
yeah,
me.
the bathroom, almost. Good guy.
You come?
Yeah.
You come? No, but I totally agree. Yeah, sometimes
Greg's closer.
like, yeah, I've gotten those texts too, where you're like, I'm over here. I'm not gonna go to this like meet up with you at this bar, and they're like,
Chasing is
come
a.
on.
I don't understand the idea.
The chase.
The chase is not what does it for me.
Ooh.
I don't like that. I don't like. There needs to be a constant, not constant, but a consistent check raise of like that's how it's like poker. Like that's how it is. It's like you go a little bit, she goes a little bit, and it's like hey like. But if it's a thing of like it's a Tuesday, come to this bar with me and my friends 5 miles away at midnight on a Tuesday.
Sure,
it's like
yeah,
I'm not. I have to put jeans on to come see you. We haven't even hooked up yet.
Yeah.
I have to meet your friends I probably won't like, and they won't like me.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
And I'm chasing, like, what am I chasing there? There's no guarantee of anything other than I'm doing what you are telling me to do.
Yeah. True. Good point.
I remember a girl I met online was like on an app was like we hadn't gone on one date, and she was like she texted me while I was at a show, and she was like, hey, I'm at this bar with my friends, like come over. And I was like, this is how you want to meet?
Yeah, I think some people do want to be like that.
I think that's
Is that?
I would
That's a lot.
I would
That's a
do
lot of
that.
that.
I don't.
No fucking.
I haven't
way.
dated
It's a
that
safe
much on
thing,
apps,
dude.
but I feel
No
like I
way.
have.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm trying
That's
to
the
remember.
first. That's your first date.
Not first date, just like hanging out. Like you're like, yo, I'm at a bar. Like if I would do that. Like if I were dating someone on apps and a guy asked me to come to a bar and meet him and his friends, I would totally do that.
Whoa.
Because one, options, and two,
Yeah. you don't like them.
I'm gonna fuck one of his friends.
Two, it's just
man.
less
His friend
awkward. Like
Craig
I'm
over
better.
there?
I'm better in a group. Like I mean, I could do like one-on-one, but actually, if I really like someone, especially if I don't know them, I will totally be awkward and just like put my foot in my mouth and act all weird. So it's like for me, it's better.
There's a buffer.
There's a buffer.
I was hanging out with a girl that I met on Tinder, and it was like a thing where we were literally like from the word go, it was like we're just gonna fuck.
Wow.
Like we met, we had like a couple beers one day just to like
That's
make sure
nice.
we weren't.
Those are the good ones.
To make sure we weren't crazy. We met, had like a couple beers, and
Performed a psychiatric evaluation.
yeah, make sure we weren't serial killers.
Sure.
And then we met for drinks like a couple nights later, hooked up, and it was like, I'm not hanging. That's all right. We're not gonna hang out. We're not gonna go on dates. I'm like, I'm not hanging. We're not having dates. I'm not staying
You're
the
so
night.
all about the boundaries of just like we're not doing this.
He's like, this is the playbook. You know?
You're so guarded.
Yeah, because I lived with my ex and it was terrible. And if you had more guards, then you don't go through the period of being homeless.
Bumper
longer than-
bowling.
Exactly.
Bumper bowling.
But the thing is, if that girl was more dope, which is kind of fucked up and mean, I guess, but if like I was more into her, I would
like
not
if she
have
had this shirt.
like that shirt, which is a great shirt. That is a great shirt.
It was a gift. I've never done cocaine, and it was a gift.
You should do
My
it just
friend Lauren
while you
went
have
to-
that shirt on.
I know. My friend Lauren went to Thailand. She's like, I saw this, and I brought it back because it reminded me of you. And I was like, why?
Have you done cocaine before?
I've never done cocaine.
Why?
I don't know. I feel
that's
like
smart.
I feel like it started. It's the reason I never did it at first was because I dated a guy. Like the first like kind of long term like adult relationship I had. I was like 20 to 22. I dated this guy, and we like we were young. We partied a lot. He got me a fake ID. Very fun.
Hot.
But yeah, his dad actually was a cop, and his dad got me the fake ID. Anyways,
Ooh.
I know the police are great.
Fuck my
Police,
job.
great.
My kid to get
They're
laid.
not corrupt
Cleveland police.
at all. Yeah. But yeah, he used to always do cocaine, and I feel like he didn't ever tell me. Like I was never invited. He would just like disappear at a party, and then like some of my good friends would be like, "All right, 10 people just disappeared from the party, and they're in the bathroom." And I feel like he just thought I was like had like narky vibes or something. I was like, I
Was she
didn't.
cool? Nah.
Truthfully, I didn't want to do it, but I also didn't like just like him being like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like we're just."
Yeah.
I'm like but I'm not fucking stupid. Like, why would you?
Yeah.
So I just like had a kind of an aversion to it because I was like, you're making it seem shady because you're not telling me when it's literally the most obvious thing in the world. Like he just assumed I'd be mad, and I was like, I don't think I would have been mad, but this is fucking annoying. Like, and then I just never wanted to try it, and then I just never did. I also am kind of afraid of drugs. I feel like I'll take like one hit of cocaine. I'll do a
bump.
a blow stroke. I don't know. I've never done it. I feel like I would just kill me. Like I'm very paranoid about drugs.
I used to believe that because I grew up with the dare and all that shit when you grow up, and they tell you all about drugs, and you do it once and it's gonna ruin your life. Yeah. And then you do it once and you have a great time. Yeah. And you're like, well, we'll see how far I can take this thing.
Yeah, I have enough expensive habits, and I know I'm gonna like it, and I already talk like this fast. I just don't think I need it.
I don't like it. I've done it enough times to know I don't care for it. And when you start getting around people that are doing it all the time, you're like, and it's always that same thing of like where they act like they're not on it.
I love being around people that do cocaine because it's like they're finally keeping up. I'm just like, cool, like we're here. Like this is how I talk. I am like, I like Molly too, but
Molly's the way better than.
Yeah, I had one really bad like a year ago. I had a really bad come down from Molly where I had like a severe panic attack. Yeah. Which I didn't know was a thing, and it was also there was a bunch of other shit that like played into it. But at the time, I thought it was just from doing Molly, so I was like, I'm not doing that again. It was the funnest time I ever had doing Molly.
You know Molly?
But I had have you ever had like a bad come down from it?
Yeah, so I had I remember I had one like a next morning thing. So like I was doing Molly and I did it off my friend's hand. And, like, he had this like line.
She's like it?
Yeah, so I did it. No. I snorted.
Oh, you
snorted
could
Molly.
blow Molly?
Yeah. No, yeah. This was like
the only way to put it in you. It's
because it's in those pills, and then it's like the same.
Oh,
it's
right.
like a dust.
Yeah, it's powder.
Yeah, it's like a powder. Yeah. So I did, and then I was, I was like fucking on the moon or whatever, and then the next morning. I remember I got like a bacon egg, like I said, more breakfast sandwich, and then I took a bite of it and just cried for like a half hour.
Oh my god!
I was like I couldn't stop crying.
Holy shit!
And I remember I was at like a mic later, like just sorry, should I put this closer? Yeah.
You can grab it out of there if you want.
I was and I was like. I was talking to Norman about it at a mic because I was still so bummed, and he was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "The serotonin. You had no serotonin, man. You had no choice or whatever." He's like, "That's all." He's like, "That's what's gonna happen." Because he was a drug addict. So I was like, "Hey, man, you used to do drugs, right?" But,
used to.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you mean
he's
today?"
still into it. Yeah. So
yesterday.
So I was. That was like that was a hard cry.
That sounds
the
rough.
morning after.
What did you feel though? Were you just was it like unattached crying, or were you just like in your fucking head?
Oh, I don't know. That's the thing. I didn't know. You
don't know why.
I just couldn't. Yeah, it was the strangest thing.
Did you feel better?
Was it
after
like
you were
sad,
done?
or was it like anxiety?
Sad.
It was sadness.
Sad.
That's wild.
It was sad.
Did you feel better? Because you do get some serotonin from crying. So was it just like you did it and you didn't like it while you were doing it, and then when you were done, it was just
Feel
back
better?
Do you feel worse, better, the same?
I took a nap. I took a nap.
Naps are great.
Yeah. So I felt better later towards the day, but yeah, that cry was crazy.
30 minutes of crying.
Oh yeah.
That's a long cry.
I didn't know.
You need fucking Gatorade.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Already
Like I was. Yeah.
hydrated.
So but man, but I can't lie, man. I do a really good.
Let's call it GoPuff.
I do a good job of like not going and like seeking out coke, especially since like Mike Rice left. He was like my brother in arms there. But it was like, but now it is what sucks after you do it after you do it enough times and you know how you operate on it. There are some times where it's like 1 a.m. and you're at just some dive and your buddy's just like, dude, like I just got this coke left.
It's just gonna be fun.
He's like, I can't finish it or
We
whatever.
can't not do this drug.
And
I
it
have
is
it.
the euphoria when your friend has coke at like 1 or 2 a.m. and you didn't know he had it.
Yeah.
Is like finding out it was Christmas. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
It's like
finding
out.
out.
To fuck you in the back.
That sounds like someone who
she's
likes
sober.
cocaine.
It is. And so
Alex is maybe a little bit of a.
it's fucked up when your friend.
Do you
when
want this shirt? Should we trade shirts?
I would
'Cause
absolutely
like
wear
Carson
that.
Address. I'd wear
Yeah. Dude, when your friend has coke and you don't, and you're just like, and he's offering you to, and you're just like, oh my god,
I know. That's how my boyfriend at the time got all my friends involved when I was like 21. They were all just like, they had just discovered that, like, feeling of like, this is the party thing. And I was like, I don't have any friends left. Like, everyone's doing
It's
coke.
good. Honestly, I tried it since there's been like, I think a couple comics have like, one comic passed away from Molly. The guy Kevin Barnett, I think he OD'd like or somebody. He took.
Here?
He was like an LA guy or something like that, and he OD'd when he was like in Mexico or something like that.
So was it Molly? Was it Molly?
I heard it was. I heard it was like poorly cut. That's what I heard. It was like poorly cut shit, and he just. And then
How did he die from
went.
that?
I feel like sometimes I've heard like Len Bias.
You
take too much.
You can have heart palpitations that you don't know about because they're not like if you're not living.
And you
like
feel so great.
It's like athletes
Then you
find it
just
because
fucking go, yeah.
athletes push
That's what I
themselves.
feel is going to happen
you
every time I take
flatline.
like a Tylenol. So it's like I can't do coke.
Dude, it's.
I
But
have
if
like
you're like
major paranoia.
If
My
you're like a
brother,
regular
yeah.
person, if you're like someone who's not like physically exerting themselves all the time, you're not gonna know what your heart is really like. So if you're just sort of like a civilian, and then you take
A civilian, not a god.
No, just a civilian, just a regular muggle.
Yeah.
And you're just doing drugs, and you haven't done enough of them to where you know you stand. Your heart starts going. You're because like that's what Molly is. Just
For
fucking-
sure.
Just drum all the way up.
Right.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then if you just keep doing that, and you're not like, and you've been drinking and you're boozing, like it's definitely like people.
People
all the
go,
time.
man. My brother bought some in Aruba when we were on like a family vacation a few years ago, and we took one line and we knew like we could. I was like, this
Dude,
is.
you're okay. That's the problem. You're
fucked.
railing Molly.
Uh,
Yeah.
Don't snort. Don't
Yeah.
ever snort Molly.
I know. I think this was coke. This was coke.
Okay, I was
I
gonna say, like,
think.
snorting Molly is just the war. Like, it's,
Oh, I did. Yeah, when I did it on my friend's hand, I was.
that makes me hurt.
I was
I just
so
lick
I was
it.
so confident. I just was talking to this one girl. I just started like making out. I never do that. I never like bar make out like that. I just
That used to be my calling
bad for
I
your-
card.
it's
nose
bad for your
dove
back.
into this.
You
Yeah,
see this guy
it's
just-
bad for my posture. Yeah,
I get big guys making out in bars is my favorite thing.
really. Yeah,
All my buddies are big guys, are big like 6'4" to 6'8", 300-pound dudes.
Yeah,
and when they
like-
make
like
out with
Greg
girls,
like
that
Greg's 6'1", 300 pounds.
yeah, Greg's 300 pounds. He's gonna die soon. There's a lot of coke.
We have a running bit that Greg's fat, even though he's not. but
He
it's-
is fat though. It's not even a bit anymore. The guy's
Is
fat.
he?
He's been saying he's been down
No,
13
he's-
pounds
he's
for.
not. Greg is not
For a
fat, but
long time.
Here's the thing about Greg. Greg is not fat, but he used to be like a Greek god.
Like
He was fit.
So
He's a
and
personal
now he's not.
He's a personal trainer.
He was a personal trainer.
Oh.
And that's when he was.
Now he can't train himself, but that's the bit. That's the bit.
Can't train himself.
Literally, Blake texted him, his whole group. He goes on Friday. He goes, "It's TGIF, guys." He goes, "The Greg is fat." That's
Wow. Classic. Wow, poor Greg.
No, Greg's fine. Greg fucks.
He
And
does.
you
He's
have
got a
to be-
thick
I
hog
heard he doesn't.
too.
I heard he doesn't fuck that much.
Not recently. Greg goes in these spurts where if he wants to go out there and apply himself, like he turned down like
He can
three,
apply himself
three
to
different.
some pussy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
anyone, dude. It's out there.
It is out
They're-
there.
It is
they're-
out there.
But
they're
when I
out
but when
there.
I try, if I put an effort in, it doesn't work out, and I feel like I failed because I tried. So I just won't try
Ooh.
and hope it comes my way.
That's like a millennial.
I got a
And that's
book
how
for
you
to read.
fall
I need
into
to
this
read,
3
You need to
months.
read this book about shame and vulnerability. Listen, it's
I have
great.
no shame. And
Whoa.
There's
vulnerable.
actually a Netflix version. You could just skip the book. The book is great.
Give me
Shame
the
and what's the Netflix doc?
give me the
I love
Spartan notes.
docs.
I don't even know what it's called, but the author, I think it's her name. The author of this book, I read this book. God, here I am on like a fuck podcast talking about a self-help book. You'll
This
love
is
it.
not a fuck podcast. This is
It's not?
this is a
Well, we've
women.
made it into one.
This is a
no.
female empowerment podcast.
Okay, perfect. There's this book. It's called Daring Greatly. It's by a woman named Brene Brown. She's like some doctor of psychology or some shit. And it kind of reads like a self-help book. But I started reading it and she was like, yeah, I'm a doctor and I hate feeling vulnerable. She has a Texas accent, but I just like read it in that voice.
Yeah.
And she's like I compiled 10 years worth of research and this is what she just writes this whole book about how like our society these days has basically turned into like we don't want to put ourselves out there and like everyone's afraid to like be rejected, which is kind of probably always been a universal thing, but I think like in our generation it's and in the last like 100 years it's become like really prevalent where it's like people are just like not trying to do shit. And I mean as like talking to stand-up comics, it's like not exactly the best demographic, but think about like your parents or like, and you could apply this to yourself in any different way that you want to, but she just basically talks about how we shut down because people are taught we live in a culture that teaches people to be like ashamed of themselves when they like fail or when they try or
So they don't try.
and it's like the difference between like we're made to feel ashamed, but what you should be feeling is like you could like there's a difference between feeling guilty, there's a difference between feeling shame, there's like all these things, but basically it's about feelings, and I know you probably won't want to listen to that now, but
No.
there's a Netflix
I'm
version of
very
the
open
book.
to. I do a lot of like self-inventory all the
Yeah,
time.
good.
You, have
You
to.
would
You have
would
to,
really like
otherwise
this book.
you're-
It
But I
really
agree.
changed my life. It was really good.
I probably agree that theory is true for a good percentage of the population. I also think there's a good percentage of the population that like has spiked in another direction. Like there's like the people like shamelessly sliding into DMs, people shamelessly like messaging people. I mean the female power. There are a lot of people who are shooting their shot too. You know what I'm saying? Like
But,
people are.
but shooting your shot in a DM is not the same as shooting it live, dude.
Okay, yeah.
Being disconnected.
Yeah, the
from not seeing them,
rejection in
Dude.
real time is a huge. I think that's a general fear that our
I'll shoot
generation
shots
has.
right now, just like crazy on. Like, wait, it doesn't. I'll do it right. It doesn't matter. But
Okay,
like,
so-
because like, if
so-
all you get is a red.
Yeah, so
now
the-
imagine someone gave you a red, in real life.
Right.
I hit on you, and you're like,
Yeah, being
just turn away.
Yeah,
And
like,
that
like,
would hurt so much
yeah,
more.
even like in the '90s, like if you were out at a bar, like this is your chance. So going up to a girl and be like, "Hey, what's up? Like, I'm Alex. Like, what the fuck's going on with you?" They're like, that's
Yeah, but he's 6'7", so you can do that, and it's fine.
no. But saying I don't
He
do
looks
that
down
now. But
on
I'm saying
them.
that was more like in the '80s, '90s, whatever. That was like you had to. 2009. you
What
had to
percentage do
that.
you? What percentage
Yes.
of your time where you hit on a girl in a bar and you say, "Hey, what's up?" Does that not go well for you?
Does it not go well
Yeah.
for me? I've done. I mean, like
See
I've
that?
done-
See that hesitation means
See,
like,
he doesn't
it
even have to
always-
choose to do that though. You could be digital about it.
Yeah, but the digital part is what I hate. I hate it so much.
I hate it too.
It's a nightmare. I want to talk to people with my mouth.
I don't want to bother. But that's the thing. I don't. Here's the.
And that's not
if you
all
don't
I
get-
wanna
no,
do
but
with my
here's-
mouth.
No, but here's the thing, dude.
Most things
Start that way.
A lot of girls at bars, like they don't want to just be like hounded by like some big tall dude being like, "What's your name?" You know,
Yeah.
It's
They don't want to by a
you
short
wanna-
guy either, though.
You can't.
This
What's
is-
up? It's to
That's
me.
why that he's the quiet alpha.
You got,
Yeah.
No,
you
you
want
gotta-
them to come to you a little
but
bit.
but you can't.
That's smart. That's you
but
being
it, but
self-aware.
it's very off-putting to be like, I'm this tall guy. You ready to get out? You know what I'm saying? It's like, girls like hate that.
But
more
we
than
build
anything.
these
'Cause
walls of
I was
humility.
also 21 at one point and like thought that was how it should go.
Right.
And it's not. The women do not like. It doesn't. They yeah, sure. Like I think women do like tall guys, but it's like they still don't like assholes. You know, they still don't like, you know.
You know what's funny is there's the idea of like men and women do the same thing in regards to like self-shaming. You know how like women, the stereotype is that women all think they're gross. Like, I think I'm not pretty. Tell me I'm pretty. I don't think I'm pretty. That whole thing, right?
Sure.
Which is like guys do the same thing, but just when talking to women. Like, we won't even talk to a woman if we'll make it up in our mind that they're not gonna like us before we even have a conversation with them. Which is essentially the same thing. We don't think we're interesting, funny, tall enough with enough whatever, too tall, too short to even have the conversation to start. So it's like you don't even take the shot at all, which is like just the way that we do things, which is like, but that's us in our own head trying to self-check. We're overcorrecting. I do that anyway. Like I was talking to a girl. There's a girl at a bar I was hanging out at, like right down the street. And this girl's by herself. She was very cute. Want to go say what's up to her. I'm gonna go say what's up to her because why not? It's like a Thursday, doesn't matter. Sure. And literally as I'm about, I scoop my chair out from the bar and like bump into this dude. I'm like, all right. He's like, sorry. He's like, it's fine. And then I'm like walking behind him, and then he sits down with her.
Yeah,
it's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I had just been like 5 seconds early,
You would be her boyfriend.
no, I'd be an asshole. There's nothing worse than
than
hitting on a girl and then her boyfriend just, hey, this is my
It totally
thing.
is not that. That's not as big of a deal as you would think.
No, it's not a big deal, but it's also like
It
for
feels
my
bad.
ego.
It feels bad for you, but it's also like
It's
think
an
about
ego
it like
thing.
this: of just like you're in good company. Like this girl's great. Like and that's a horrible way to put it. It's like it's not just because she's a boyfriend she's great, but it's just like if someone else.
suck.
Your decision is immediately being validated as it's like, oh well, someone obviously thinks she's dope. Like Like it's not, but it's like you would never know that, but you can't not try because
It's the ego thing.
like if you ever want to be
take an
that
ego
guy,
hit, you know?
like if you ever want to be that guy, and I guess this depends on what you want, but like if you ever want to be that guy that like has a hot girlfriend that's sitting at a bar waiting for you, and you walk up and you're that guy, like, you got to keep trying. You know what I mean? Like otherwise, and not to say that's the only way you could meet a woman, but
when I do talk
trying.
to girls at bars, I think you got to go about it in the most like sincere way as possible. Sometimes, like in like the most. Like, I think if you're the guy who's like trying to like swing with jokes like right away, or try to be like a super
it's
like
just
I'm gonna,
conversational.
if you're like I feel like I'm gonna be
conversation.
this like if you're gonna be not you, that's the biggest, the worst sense.
If I can get into the conversation, I'm fine. Like I can have a conversation with anybody. And then now if it's like geared towards I'm trying to have sex with you, you can change a little part of like I'm not talking to you the same when I talk to a girl I'm attracted to at a bar, but I can still hold the conversation with anybody.
Sure.
But now when your motive changes a little bit, you're like, well, maybe we would hang out later. Like, then you're, but it's all about like you said, like if you're changing your entire persona to get laid, it's like why do it?
I think it's like even if you want to get laid, it's like if that's like the thing you want at that moment, if you're like, I'm meeting this girl and I'm going to try to talk to her so that in 2 hours we're going to have sex. It's like, I don't know how all women work, but I don't think most women want to work like that. It doesn't mean that they want to like marry you. It just means that like you don't go from like meeting a stranger in a bar to like fucking them. You totally can if there's like a lot of tequila involved, but for the most part, it's like you have to sometimes do more groundwork than I think you would expect.
And
you
also have to assume that a girl that you're interested in has other guys who are interested in her, or is talking to somebody. Alright, so you have to like kind of play into those like those are the factors that like. So like anyone that like comes in too hot, when you come in too hot, that's already like you're just like another.
I walk in flexing my tricep. Like,
hey, be the quiet alpha man.
Yeah, and they're like, no, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go talk to my friends.
It's a weird. That is the funniest thing that like women are attracted to, because you ever see like when a girl is with like a super hot guy that's just like a nice guy that doesn't talk a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's because it's like, oh, that's, maybe she thinks there's like a mystery to that guy, but no, he's just like a hot guy that doesn't talk.
The quiet alpha who doesn't like to chase women. Is he talking about how much he loves when there's a hot guy who's quiet?
I don't love that. No, I think it's kind of annoying when you see like some of these guys are like brain dead, But I think what it is like.
I mean, you see that with women and men too, where you're just like women who just are like super hot, and you're like cool, and then they talk, and you're like,
no, but I think some like women they'll like a guy that's like that they can like dress up and like
Show
run their
off.
fucking life. This is my hot guy Devin.
He's your boy toy.
He's hot and he's got like a really good job and he plays golf. And
so many men don't. So many men don't. So many men want that quiet alpha woman. Like they don't want to have to. Like they don't know what they're supposed to do. A lot of men have had like their mothers run their lives for a lot of time.
Tell me what to do. Yeah, they want someone to tell them what to do.
They want direction.
It is, but why is it annoying? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. It's annoying to me when I see like a good-looking guy with like a not attractive chick.
How come?
Because here's the thing. Because I feel like I've known enough guys like that. I knew guys in college that would only date women that they were hotter than.
Ooh.
Because they wanted to have that power dynamic of being the hotter one. I feel like
my brother does that.
Does he?
My brother is like super hot.
And he just dates sixes.
His wife's beautiful. No, but
he's married.
Yeah, he got married.
Yeah, he's just shitting on.
He's not gonna hear this. He's not gonna hear this.
No one's gonna hear this.
He always.
I'm gonna send it to him. I'm gonna tag this clip.
He always dated
Send it to his
down.
wife.
He always dated down, man.
You gotta punch up, dude.
Unbelievable.
Everyone should
He
strive to
probably
punch up.
has some insecurity.
I couldn't
probably
believe
his personality.
Every girl in my
I've met your brother.
and the hot girls that he was ever with like weren't there for long, but it was yeah, he likes that control. I think he likes like knowing like, hey, are you gonna?
He's older than you, right?
Yeah, he likes the thing of like, are you gonna do better than?
It's like being a straight, good-looking guy in a gay bar. It's the best.
You go to gay bars just to
feel
good.
Yeah, for 100%.
I was talking
to my two buddies. I worked in. They're both gay, and they're both like the funniest dudes in the world. And I made the thing is like the comment I made about these guys is they're talking about how they don't get laid. Like we're on Grindr and we go to these guys' place, and I walk into it, and guys are mean as shit to each other. So he's like, yeah, I walked into this guy's place and I opened the door, and the guy looked at me and goes, oh, I'm just not feeling this, and sent him away before he even came in because he didn't look the way.
I've heard gay dudes are like that.
The way he looked, the way he didn't want to look. That's why gay guys are always like jacked as shit. I've heard like Mateo Lane talk about this, about how like you get like he's hilarious. Those guys will get. It's so easy to fuck as a man, to fuck other men if you're gay. They can just fuck all the time. So it's like at some point you want to just like higher your level. Your standard is heightened.
Yeah.
Because you want to fuck people that are really. You want to be really attractive.
And that's just testosterone on testosterone. Like,
yeah.
That's so much testosterone.
And I feel like women don't give a shit if you're in shape.
Yeah, but that's
like,
how it is. But,
Greggy fucks, and it's like if you cared about how in shape. He would never get laid.
No,
he would never get laid.
It's just a Midwest thing. Like, there's a ton of hot girls like dating like doughy dudes with
Totally.
like Chicago like Cubs flat
I
ribs.
always
like
date doughy dudes. That's like my.
Is your boyfriend now doughy?
He's not doughy. No, he's really lucky. I think.
Sounds doughy.
He's not.
I don't think. I'm sure he's not.
He's not.
I'm sure he's not.
No, he's not. But he's all like trying to like get in better shape. Like he is.
No, but it's
right.
But I don't know. No, I think it's a Midwest thing. I think
we do this.
I think Midwest women are like.
Let's just put it this way: he's not a guy that's like in the gym every day and is like jacked. I've never dated. I've dated maybe like one dude that was like really jacked.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he was horrible.
Women that are super in shape are like not. That's not that hot.
It's very rare to find someone.
It's not hot when a girl has like a six pack.
I used to go with a girl who in college, and she was like a pole vaulter, and she had like.
She's just like rocked up.
It seems like the
dude,
personality.
Like, so shredded, like it was like a UFC fighter. Like
that's not hot, dude.
Challenged me to a pull-up contest.
It seems. Like, don't you think like the personality with people like that? It's like great. Yeah, they're super disciplined. Like you're driven. That's
their
good.
Personality.
But their personality is like way more. Usually, it's more uptight. It's like I find that people that are a little bit softer tend to care a little bit less about like other shit.
Like my brother and his wife, they met in the gym because they're both super into that. That's their personality is rooted in the gym lifestyle. So it's like literally, it's like. Well, if we go to this bar, they don't have this gluten-free thing. They don't have this this type of. Or if we go to this restaurant, it's like that's their life. Their life is working out. That's their personality. They're smart about being in shape, but nothing else. It's like the strangest thing.
They're just like trying to be.
So they're not smart.
Yeah. I mean, that's like probably some kind of survival mechanism because like if that's all they have going for them, they're like we got to really hone like our physical. Like bodies.
That gym,
that's all we have.
The
on
gym,
people.
like just like in the way like comics have like there's like a community. Like the gym people have their community and the shit that they like.
It's a fucking
nightmare. And the proteins that they eat.
You do it though. Like I remember like when I was young, like in my early 20s, and you're like I'm in shape, so my girl likes it.
I do it for
beer.
Nope,
yeah. I brought it to whoever wanted.
I'm driving. I already have
I was like I'm doing it for the girl I'm with, but now I'm like no, I do it for me. I do because one makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Like I feel healthy. I'm like in decent shape, and then it's like it's just a confidence thing.
I need it for my head, dude.
Yeah.
I started running the last month. I started running like 4 days a week, as it compared to maybe like 1 or 2 days a week the last year. My writing is like through the roof.
It helps your
my
brain
writing's
so
through
much.
The roof. It's like it's so much better.
Everything
so much more
feels better.
creative.
You're not you like if I remember when I was living in Iowa, I wasn't really doing anything. I was just kind of like working at this bar, and I was in good shape. But then I just stopped doing stuff. I remember being like really irritable, like all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like crazy irritable.
Do you know what the worst feeling is when you haven't worked out in like a lot, like you don't work out that much anymore, and then the most you sweat is when you start having sex. You ever had that? Where you're like,
you put a headband on.
I had a girl, dude. I had this. This is one. I remember in particular. I'll never, because I knew I hadn't gone for a run in like a month and a half or something like that. I just like tried to eat well, whatever. This girl was like, "You're fucking sweaty, dude," and I was like, holy shit! Like this is my first workout in like
when the sweat goes off your nose into her mouth. It's like, oh, either she's
and I'm
into
not,
it or
dude,
she's not.
And I don't sweat like that in bed. So I'm like, that's when I was like, okay, I gotta get. That's just
your body's.
And that's where I guess he was
up.
on top, and I feel like you're not on top that much.
I don't know. I like to mix it up.
I had sex with a girl in the bathroom once. That was your height.
6'6".
Yeah.
Did you need a step stool?
He's at the toilet.
Oh.
You're fucking kidding me.
She's 6'5".
You hooked up with a 6'5".
Where did you find her? The circus?
College.
The WNBA. She was in the WNBA.
No, she was a civilian. She didn't even play
A
sports.
civilian.
She was a civilian.
I didn't have hand-eye coordination, but she was a tall chick. Yeah.
I'm not even into like.
I love it. If you're over 6 feet tall, I'm like, let's go.
No way.
Yeah.
You're into Amazon.
All the girls I was into in college were like all girls that were on the volleyball team or basketball team that were like in that 6'1" to 6'4" range.
Those are some tall bitches.
I'm like, hell yeah.
So tall. The girl that I hooked up on the volleyball team in college was short. She's like 5'6".
Yeah, but like
I was on the volleyball team.
At some point,
it's a.
I'm 5'8".
Volleyball players are you 5'? You're not 5'8".
I'm 5'8".
I disagree.
How tall are you?
5'8". And I think I'm taller than you by
could
more than
stand
no
up.
inches.
I don't think you are.
Yeah, I don't think you're. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys are both.
Don't just not get on my side. Be on my side. I need this right now.
It's your podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
I know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I have long thighs. I have like the longest thighs in the world.
I got.
In the world. I looked up the girl with the longest legs in the world, and she is a like 7-foot Russian girl, and she is really tall.
So you're
she
like
looks crazy, but she's a model. She's like kind of hot. It's weird.
What happened to you?
Yeah. Your thigh.
But you're funny, so you have that.
Tall.
That's I don't
Your
know.
thigh is like I wish I was.
I'm not in the Guinness Book of World Records. She's got like 5-foot long legs, pretty much.
I dated a girl who was 5'11" for like a long time, and she had a torso that was this big, and then just had those like Groot legs.
Is there something about a woman that's taller than you? Like, does that translate to the bed? Is that like does that translate differently? Where she's like, I'm taller than you.
Never.
Okay, so then you're coach of the bed. It's your team.
It's my show. It's my game plan.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of us together.
Yeah.
A lot of like she's input, but it's mostly just me being like, let's just do this first.
Yeah.
And then she's
Looks
like,
you're feeding birds.
Yeah, it's like cooking. I'm cooking in the bed.
Oh, okay, cooking. Now you're cooking with gas.
That's
okay,
you're whipping it up.
Yeah,
No, that's the. I don't know. I think like tall.
But different for you though, because if you could date if a girl is taller than you, it's like that is. You're dating someone who's got a signing bonus. She's in the NBA.
Yeah, she's Joanna, man.
Yeah, she's doing it. But I don't know. I just think I don't. At the end of the day, I don't care. Like, there's no like hard line for me. Like, gotta be 6 feet. Like, I saw this hilarious fucking like meme or some shit the other day. Something on Twitter. Someone posted, and it was like the only people that give a fuck, women that give a fuck about you being not over 6 feet tall or not, are women that are under 25.
Yeah.
If a woman who's 30, it's like, what is your job? What's your personality? Like, can you support me? Like, if you're 5'7", I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. At some point, like,
I mean, after 30, I feel like those questions don't even apply either. It's not about height, and it's not about even can you support me. It's kind of like, are you not a piece of shit, or do you want children?
Yeah,
probably.
The children thing is we're getting there, folks.
We're there. We are
getting there.
Where are you from?
Chicago.
Right. So okay.
27.
Wait, are you from like the city?
Suburbs.
All right. So where are you from?
I'm from Cleveland.
But like the suburbs or like the city of Cleveland?
Suburbs.
Okay. So like my hometown is like small, like all American, like white cornfields and fucking all this farming, all this shit.
Yeah.
People have kids at 20.
Ugh.
And if
Yeah.
you're 25 and you're single and you're a woman, it's like you're broken.
Yeah.
You're broken and no one wants you anymore. And then if you're 30 and you're single, the first question is, will you put a baby in me?
Ugh.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the culture. That's how it is. But like I mean, women now are having kids way less. It's more career driven. It's definitely shifted in like bigger cities and bigger parts of the country. But like in small these incubators of the country, oh dude, it's like I need a baby now.
Those are not the.
Midwest.
Those better not be the incubators of the country.
Small. I was looking for a small word to say something small.
Okay,
That was probably
I
the
think
wrong
that
one.
does make sense. I don't know that.
But
it
you know what I meant.
translates.
You know what I
Yeah,
meant.
Okay,
You know
I'm
what I
like
meant.
that's not what we're
Yeah,
not.
the small, the Midwest cities. I agree. That's why I like big cities. Because women who are. I like women who don't want kids. Yeah.
Yeah, women who are down to fuck but not give birth.
Yeah, I don't think it's like.
But dating actors needs a no-go.
I wonder when. That's the thing. I haven't had that talk yet. I haven't like gone that far with a girl who's like, well, I'm thinking kids. At this. So I guess I haven't crossed that bridge yet.
I was talking to a girl today. Like she's like an ex of mine from like forever ago.
Sure.
Like first girlfriend ever. Like virginities, all that shit. Like this is like 12 plus years ago.
Yeah.
It was a while. And her and I we're friends and shit and super chill. And we're talking about like things that you want. She's like, yeah, the things that I want. Like in the future. And I'm thinking like I don't know, like a dog or like a vacation. And
For
like
sure,
the third thing on the list was like kids. Like and she's 30, so it's
Yeah.
like kids have become and people I work with are like one of my friends, she's 28, her man's 29. They're like,
Sure.
yeah, kids are gonna happen at some point, but they're like, I'm like that isn't even in my
It's not in their
arena.
Yeah.
It's not even a possibility. I wouldn't. What?
I also think too. There's like a heightened. I think I don't know what it is. I'm trying to like pinpoint it, but I think like women at like 23 versus like not 27, 28. I think they're just like they're a little more like going after it too. Like
Yeah.
they'll go after the guy. I think there's. I don't know if it's like a sense of urgency.
It's a
I'm not
total
trying to
sense.
say, like,
It's an
I'm-
actual sense of urgency.
it's
It's like
just like
the biological clock thing is. I have no idea if I want kids. I feel like I probably don't.
Right.
And I haven't really thought about it recently. But in the last like 5 years, I've been like, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have kids.
Sure.
I'm never gonna make like a hard stance on it because like I don't fucking
How
know
old are you?
like what's gonna happen. I'll be 30 in like a month.
And you're already like like you're off kids.
I've been off kids. I've been off kids for a while. I haven't. I've thought like for most of my 20s, I don't want kids. But I'm not like positive. I just don't. I don't see it as like a realistic option for me. Like at this point, I'm not like. I don't know. I just feel like I have so many things I would rather accomplish than be like I need to have a kid. It's like I don't really think I need to have a kid.
I've been trying to think. I think what I'm.
I think I could have a kid.
What I'm
but
prefacing it by is like I've never had an easier time getting laid than now. For some reason, that's what I'm trying to preface by. I'm trying to figure out.
I'm going off my
what is
3-month drive. Like yeah, I'm getting laid too much.
No, but do you know what I think it is? I think women are they're reaching a point in their lives like late 20s. They're like, here's my career, here's my friends, let's go get a guy. It's something like that. And I think that's like once they have their like ducks in a row, then they're just like, I'm just gonna go.
But they don't need it. They're not like trying to.
No,
mate
now
with
they're not
you.
trying to brag. But
Yeah, they're
this
not
is
trying to like have your
but
baby.
this is the one thing. Like, this is one thing that they're just like.
6'6",
They could,
7,
they could, but they might not.
You
They
know what
might
I'm
not
saying?
want them.
No, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe the.
Do you think
Honestly,
women are
it's,
hooking up with
it's
their
got to be the
30s?
women's movement, man.
Do
It's
you
got to
think
be the
it's-
women's
do you
movement.
think that
these,
you're having
these
se-
women are out here just.
We're out here,
Fucking.
I just
Us.
like, take it back.
We're
take
fucking
dick
and
just,
fighting.
Yeah. You do your thing. You think the women you're hooking up with now, like in the last year, is the demographic gone older women? Like, are they more 27 to 35? Or are you going with girls that are in their early 20s?
20. I'd say 23 to 30.
That's not the window I'm talking about.
It's 18 to 24.
Oh,
25
like
to
if I were to
30.
pick one, if I were to pick one,
No. Which do you think you're having sex with more?
I'm going through the roster, and
Go
it
through
ranges.
roster.
It ranges.
So humble.
But it ranges from. It ranges from. It's not a lot of early 30s. It's mostly 20s. I would say, not a lot of 30s.
Well, you don't look that old. So you look like
You're not. I mean, you're 27.
27.
no, but like to be 5 years older than somebody, and like that's significantly older, like to a degree. But I feel like women that I hook up with that are like, if I was like you, where I'm like, let it come to me. Women in their mid 30s to 40s are like, I'm their demographic.
Mm-hmm.
They like me more than women that are in their
Wait,
early
how old are
20s.
you?
27, 28 next month.
You could go either way, though. I feel like you could, like, a woman who's like 35 could see you and not feel like, oh, he looks like a child. And also, I feel like women who are younger, like you, I feel like you have like you have a timeless bald quality about you.
Thank you. It depends if I'm wearing a hat or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I'm wearing a nice fucking snap hat,
I didn't.
Women 21 to 25 are like about.
I didn't think about that. Dude, when you throw on the cap, it is kind of a game changer.
I
look so much different. I look so much. It's
I don't
Mike
think there's
Stanley
anything
does
wrong
that.
with being
He wears
bald.
a driver's cap. The headliner.
He's hot.
He's hot,
There's
especially when he throws he's got a beanie on.
Dude,
he's a hot
beanie season is good for me, but like summertime is the best because I can rock just a regular
backwards hat. I don't have a preference right now. Do you have a type?
No.
I mean, you clearly your Amazons.
No,
I
don't.
That is fucking crazy that you're into footers.
Yeah, I love it.
Footers. Does that mean like a
6 foot?
Oh,
And big feet, big long.
sure, big giant.
That's a
13-inch.
basketball term. Would be like if a guy's like their center's a footer, he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
7 feet tall.
But he's into women who are foot. So women footers are 6 footers.
Do you think who is more geared to having types, men or women? Do you think?
Oh no, I think both.
No. But I was thinking, like, if you have to pick, like, who do you think? Like, because I've heard most women that I know are
Dude,
like, yo, my type is this.
No, I've seen,
and most dudes I know now are like, yo, if she's into me.
I've seen girls.
Hot.
I think girls have more of a checklist and guys have more of a type.
Yeah. Here's
is it the same thing though?
no, I disagree. I think I don't know.
Not necessarily.
But have you ever seen like an ex like date someone like date like the next like their next 3 boyfriends? You're like, oh, they're nothing
me.
like me. They're nothing like them. They're nothing like that person. They're like dating.
Yes,
or that
I do
person's.
that. I definitely do that.
You go. You smorgasbord.
I do have a type, but I have dated like outside. I mean, I think I have a type, but I've also.
Nice.
I think I have. I don't even know if I have a type, but I'm like that. Like if you looked at like the people I was in relationships with, like very different.
See, that's where I'm
all
like,
very different.
that's where I differ. Oh, you say they're different?
They're all super different.
The ones you
like
date?
looks,
Okay.
personality,
Right.
background,
Okay.
like they're all very, very different.
Okay, perfect. So that they're all the ones you date are different, but the ones you hook up with, that is where it can be.
Yeah,
like,
that's less. That's. I mean, that
Those are
follows the
different
same
things
pattern.
entirely,
The
don't you
people
think?
I've hooked up with, I think.
people
are
you
the same.
date. You can have a type people you date and type people that you have sex with are 2 different things.
I mean, yeah, dude. Fuck this. Right here.
I mean, I don't have a type for people I date, but I feel like the people I've hooked up with is the same thing, so it's not any different. It's not like the opposite. It's just like there's
Right.
also not much of a pattern. It's just kind of like
Dating is like.
Do you have a pattern? A pattern of women that you either hook up with?
Listen, my friends would say that I like blondes. I would say blondes like me. Okay, that's what I would say. That's
You're a blonde
it's
guy.
not. It's not my fault. Okay, this is just what the world is.
It's the hand you've been
to.
dealt. It's on you, man. It's out of your hands.
Sometimes you get the cards.
You get the cards like, hey, yo, it's all blonde.
It's not. I mean, honestly, that's been. Yeah, man. It's weird, but you know,
Is your mom blonde?
I've been over now. My mom's a brunette. My mom's short. My mom's like a 5'4" brunette.
My mom's
She's
like
no
5.
footer.
My mom's 5.
No.
Yeah, she's a no footer.
I think that might be it. If we're really gonna go, that might be why I'm not into like tall women. Maybe because my mom's like a little pipsqueak, but
So you like shorter chicks?
I
Because your
do.
mom's
I mean,
short.
I'm cool. I mean, like, but yeah, like the girl that was in New York was 5'8".
Greggy,
Greg.
Greg, come hang out.
You just come in with a 12 pack.
Greggy's ready to rock.
Greg, I thought we were losing weight.
Greg, they've been trashing you.
He's got one to open on
Greg,
his way in.
you've been getting trashed over here.
No, you haven't.
Walking in, I gotta be honest. Walking in
Alex
with an
broke your-
open case of Miller Lite's not helping.
Alex
What's
broke
going
your
on? I
door.
defended you.
You broke it?
He did a bit
Nah,
and
he
he
didn't.
broke it some more.
No, I didn't. I did not. He was joking.
I spilled beer all over my shirt.
Next flannel.
It's an undershirt.
All right, no, we're good though. We did an hour, team.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Thanks
fuck
for
you
having
guys.
us, man.
Greg, yeah,
Fuck
thanks
you.
for coming on, guys.
Yeah.
This was fun.
was fun.
Let's keep drinking. That'll be good.
Yeah, we can.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Cheers.
The Riff Stick.
The wrist.